Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And before I get into my questions, I want to say thank you to a group back home in the district that I represent in Thomasville and Valdosta. They're also in Albany and Douglas. It's a Second Harvest Food Bank. They 13,000 square miles, 30 counties that they operate in, where they take the vegetables and the bread and the other things from grocers who maybe aren't quite up to standard for selling, and make sure that they're able to help get that to many of the people who need it the most in our district. And as we talk about this issue, there are a lot of people out there who are trying to resolve this issue for Americans across the country, and it's a serious issue. And Mr. McGovern, I certainly appreciate your passion for it. I know we differ on some ideas of how to resolve it, but I do agree with you that there are people out there that need the help, and there are a lot of people that are out there working to help them, and I do appreciate your passion on it. The reason is we talk about the 2%, if you will, whether it's 2% or 5%. The challenge we've got right now, to me, is the integrity of the system. And when you allow the integrity to start to slide through, whether it's categorical eligibility or whether it's turning your head and looking the other way, and I would suggest that even with the states, some of the states, what they're doing is essentially state-sanctioned gaming of the system, then any of the programs lose support of the American citizen, and that's where we've got the problem. And whether it's 1% fraud or 2% fraud or 10% fraud, we have a responsibility to address that fraud, because if we don't, then in the end we'll be able to serve fewer people, and the money doesn't go to the people who actually need it the most. So again, I want to say thank you to Second Harvest Food Bank, who I have the privilege of representing, who does a great job of getting quality food at a tremendously reduced price to the people who need it throughout 3 congressional districts in the state of Georgia, one of which is mine. With that said, I want to move to the integrity of the system, and if you will, and Ms. Squire, as we talk about the difference in state and federal requirements for the system, do you believe that the states have a better chance of putting the integrity in the system, or do you think that the federal government would do a better job of putting integrity into the system?
Mr. Chair, Representative, I believe that the states would do.
Your microphone.
Oh gosh. We have shown with the TANF program what the states can do, a hugely successful program. And while I know you don't want to dwell on this fact, I think one of the things we can do in the food stamp program is what we did in the TANF program, and that's have a work requirement for those who are not already working, because I do understand that you have poor out there that are working and struggling every day. But the able-bodied, I'm not talking about disabled people or older people, able-bodied people with the able mind have risen, that are now getting food stamps, and there's a reason for that, and that's because we've made it so easy, and I'd like to see the states run programs that fit for them specifically.
Would any of the other of you like to comment on that briefly?
You want them all? I think that what we have right now is a strong partnership, a federal oversight for a national problem, which is hunger in America. People are not different. Their hunger in Kentucky versus Texas versus Washington. Having a national nutrition standard, I think, is crucial. The rules and the rigor with which you establish for the program that states then operate on. And I think states, by and large, do a terrific job. Can we hold them to a higher standard, push them to do better and more? Absolutely, both with respect to integrity and serving all eligible people. But I think it's been a very successful partnership to date.
I think that we've been doing this for a long time this way, And I think that there's room for experimentation and testing of different approaches in which states could experiment using the food stamp benefits or the food funding provided by food stamps to run a program that encouraged work more and provided assistance equally as effectively.
I certainly support the work requirements. And if I can, Mr. Chairman, I know my time has expired. I have one other organization in Georgia, a group called MANA, that has done a wonderful job in helping alleviate hunger and malnutrition throughout the world. Fitzgerald, Georgia, they take the good Georgia peanuts and they mix it with vitamins, and it's provided for children around the world. And they've done an excellent job, and I want to say thank you to the people there for what they've done.